insurgency is going to be a thing of the past.
You know, the kind of markets we have in the country and even in Maiduguri are the kind of markets that it will be very, very difficult for anyone to, well, frisk anyone before you go into such markets. These bombings, have they caused some kind of panic or fear in the minds of these residents to the extent that you see a reduction in people going to marketplaces?
Well, like I said, people here, my conclusion is people here have become immune to such kind of attacks. Because the thing is, much later we'll go to that Bazaar market where I can assure you that business activities will continue as though nothing happened yesterday. And that's the situation here. Even in the market, you still find everywhere crowded because a lot of people here are traders and they survive on the proceeds of their trading every day. So if they stay back home, there will be nothing to eat. So
you know that's the fear and that's the issue here. That's why we want to find out what the government is saying. In fact, the governments, the local council should also come in. They should wade in. The kind of messages we're getting from them can also help the people, irrespective of what happens around the marketplaces. Have they also joined in voices of, with the state government in, well, talking to the people to be more conscious in the marketplaces?
Yes, the people are actually very conscious anywhere they are. When you see strange objects, you are expected to report it if you find it suspicious. And if you see strange and idle people around you, report and all that. So I think that security consciousness has found its way into the minds of the people here. And everyone has become very conscious. And I think they've dealt with because from their experiences of over 6 years, and everyone is very alert. But the thing is that they are very brave people over here. And what is happening does nothing to deter them from going after their daily needs, their life every day.
Well, because, I mean, the state government certainly cannot be immune to this kind of thing, even if the people are, because they've got to go to their businesses. But is there anything whatsoever, any suggestions from government? Because, I mean, time and again, we've seen that they consistently target bus parks, markets, and such public places where they consider soft targets. Is there any plan, either by security or government, to see what they can do to reduce this kind of damage?
Well, so far we've not seen any new strategy from the government or the security to see that such damages is reduced or put to an end. We've not seen any new strategy so far. It's still the same routine every day. A blast happens, and then the next day life goes on. Not seen any remarkable change in their approach towards securing people in public places, parks and markets and all that.
Okay, Blessing, you talked about the people being security conscious. Can you just tell us what are some of the things they do even as they go about their business? What are the little things they put together besides being attentive and looking out for idle people and reporting them to the authorities?
Well, I know that even in their residences, like, sometimes like my neighbor was telling me that there's this rumor that some of the suicide bombers that have said to have infiltrated into town, that they have plans of going from house to house, detonating their bombs. So usually you bolt the door of your house. You don't just leave the gate open. People don't just come in anyhow. And then no one, if you see a car parked in front of your house and you don't know the owner, you alert. And if you see idle people around, people you don't know, you question them and you report if you are suspicious. And then most of the places you go to, you must submit yourself to security check. The contents of your bag must be seen. But then, even though it may not be the most effective strategy, because even if a person is carrying explosives in his bag, it's not enough for you to just check. You may decide to detonate, and I think that's what is happening right now.
Blessing, let me bring this in very quickly before you leave. Do we still have the vigilante forces around town?
Yes, they're still around. They're still very much around, assisting the military in the checkpoints around town. And even some of the places, you don't find the military there, like in residential areas and places of worship and all that. The civilian details on their own, they mount checks and all that.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Blessing. So there you go, talking about going from house to house. Oh dear. Well, we'll be back in just a moment and focus on some other matters we've got for you here today.